everybody, this is Alyssa from Main Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for my WIP Chat. I know it's a little bit late. I got home later last night and I was too tired and went to bed instead of filming a WIP Chat. So it's going up a little bit later today, but it's still going up today. So that's better than, normally what happens. So what am I going to be working on today, you ask? Well, let me tell you, this right here, if you watched my video that I posted on yesterday, Friday, I have started the Witchy Stitcher Nostalgic Tarot stitch along, and I'm on like the first page on the cross stitch one into basically I blocked out the part that's going to be pure only 310, and I've been working on that. So you can see it starts up there, and this is about half of the section. It kind of extends down a little further down below, but it's just a blank canvas, so it's not like there's anything fun to see. So that's what I'm working on, and this is going to be a huge project. If you want to see what it should look like as we get more progress on it, then go check out yesterday's video. But we are working on this. Tools that I'm working with today, I was using a skinnier, the narrow. This is the Yellow Dog Designs out of Canada. This is one of their trays. Yesterday when I was working, or not yesterday because I didn't do anything yesterday, but Thursday when I was working on it, I was using their narrow tray, which is a little bit longer, not by far, but it's narrow, which is perfect because I can hold it in my hand. But I'm like, I don't hold it in my hand when I'm doing like a working flat like this and doing large areas of color blocking. So I decided to pull out the bigger tray. I don't have very many big trays because I've like destashed. I'm destashing them all because I don't use them. But this one I am going to use. And look at how beautiful that lid is. I haven't used this yet because I haven't had a reason to use it because I can't hold it. It's too wide for me to comfortably hold in my hand. But for this, it's going to be perfect. So this is their Year of the Snake Chinese New Year tray, which is stunning. I love it. It's beautiful. That's the lid. And then here you can see we've got the gold and the red on the inside. It's beautiful. And then, of course, the stopper comes out. These trays are fantastic. I'm really liking I only have three. I've got a small, a narrow, and then this one, which is, I think, their standard size. And those are the only trays that I have. This doesn't really benefit me having this little spot in the back because I usually shake all my trays to, like, this side corner. So that doesn't really make a difference to me whether it has that or not. But I'm loving these trays. The drills fit really well in there, and they're like very, very sturdy and solid. The other supplies I'm using, we have Randa's Crafty Corner. I'm still using this one. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to just use this color or this scent and keep using it. So this is the Apple Cinnamon Putty from Randa's Crafty Corner, and then I'm still using Coastal Breeze WeWax. That's the one that I was using. And then I just did a pen swap. Today is a pen swap day. So I swapped, well, actually I went through all of my pens and pulled out a whole bunch of them that I'm going to destash and get rid of. And I'll take them to the retreat. And then what doesn't go on the retreat, I will go ahead and put up for anybody to have. But I pulled out probably like 25 plus pens or so, which I was really proud of myself because I went through the ones that I'm like, the grip isn't comfortable anymore because my grip preferences have changed. So these two are from MTN Inspirations. I have one with a 8-placer and one with a 10-placer. I love these. I love the green vibes of this one. It's so pretty. And then I love the pastel rainbow they're like, but not really pastel rainbow, but I love the rainbow glitter of this one. So those are both from MTN Inspirations. I also have this trash drill minder that I decided to do because there's once in a while I'll get those like, the drills have been really phenomenal quality for the fact that it's pure 310. The canvas itself is from Jaded Gem Shop, in case you guys were wondering. So I got the canvas and drills from Jaded Gem Shop, and this like cover minder had a sticker on it that came off that looked like Starbucks. But it's supposed to be it's actually a trash minder, and I never do anything with my trash, but for this, I decided wherever I put my magnet, oh, there it is, it's screwed out. So this, I decided to stick it on the side of my canvas to kind of hold. So that way I have somewhere to put those random little black drills that I'm not going to use in here. Because for this one, I am actually being pickier than I normally am. What I need to do is pull this canvas off and like washi tape around the perimeter because it's got that stickiness. And that'll protect it as I get going. But I put it up on my desk and I didn't feel like, taking it back down to do the washi. But I need to. I have also purchased let me show you the drills before we get into this. So here are the drills. We have 3 massive sandwich baggies full of 310. So that's there. I didn't want them in their little bags, so I put them all in here because it's easier to work out of. And then here are the rest of the colors. The colors are so gorgeous. I love these colors. You can see I fit the rest of the colors. And granted, this is for the first 8 cards, and there's 22 total. So now I'm at the point where I'll do the first 8, and then I'll probably reach out to Jade and order, or I'll get close to finishing the first 8, and then I'll reach out to Jade and order the next set of drills, which will kind of replenish a lot of the colors that I'll have been running low on. But I love these pastel, like these vibrant, not pastels, these vibrant, like, I don't know, I guess I would call it more of a vibrant pastel-y type. I know that seems kind of oxymoronic, but I love the color palette of this. That's why I was drawn to these, is because this color palette is so phenomenal. And you can see I've been working, this is the 310 that came in with these other colors. I kitted up into one of here, so this is gonna be my working 310, and I've already done like just a little over half of the container of 310. So that's what we're gonna be doing, and then I'll just refill it from one of these bags when I get low. But yeah, that's a 310. It's pretty crazy. Good thing I don't mind color blocking, because this is perfect for somebody who likes color blocking. Not so much for somebody who hates color blocking, but I don't mind it. So we're gonna get into it. Let me turn this overhead off. Let me give you guys a closer look at these pens first. Look at that, beautiful, stunning, love everything about it. Also the rainbow glitter, amazing. And we are gonna go ahead and turn that overhead off now, and we're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna be working on just straight color blocking. So what I've been doing, because it's like a lot to do in massive rows, so I kind of divided them up into like shorter rows. And the first one, and I've been putting this down to protect that extra adhesive down below. Oh, hi, Susu. Sushi's laying in the box next to me. Oh, you're such a sweet baby. She's like 6 inches off camera. I'm still eating my breakfast, which is literally a protein shake. That's all I usually do for breakfast. But we're going to get into this. What I was doing yesterday, and now I can actually put the tray here and I don't have to worry about it. Not yesterday, Thursday, because I didn't have a chance to work on it yesterday, and I'll go over that. But this first section up at the top, I basically placed one row at a time. And I noticed as I was going that I was starting to kind of like, it was taking me a lot longer than it should have. Like this top part took me 1 hour and 15 minutes to do. And that's because as I was working on I need to roll it down and scrunch a few of these down. As I was working on this top part, I was basically placing, and as I was placing, I had to like shove the drills sideways to push them into here with how I was doing it, because I was doing literally one row at a time all the way over. And then it was taking me a lot longer than it should have. And when I got to this side, it was like the drills are just barely infinitesimally overlapping the line more than what they should. So that's something that I was like, okay, let me try doing like in every other line right here. So I moved to placing drills, skip a row, place drills, skip a row, place drills. And I would do that for like a section this wide, and then I would fill it in, and then I'd do the next section that wide, fill it in. And it went a lot faster. So this took me 1 hour and 15 minutes, and this section right here took me only like 20 minutes to do. So it went a lot faster doing this right here than it did that top part with that style, because I didn't have to constantly shove the drills over to work. So that was something that I was like, all right, this is the way I'm going to work from now on. So we're going to go ahead and pour some drills in this tray. I don't know how many drills I need because I haven't worked with a tray like this before. This would be like the one time to use one of those Muni-Made large trays, which I don't normally use because they're way too big. So I had like 2 or 3, and those are in my de-stash pile as well. All right, so we're gonna move this down here so we've got it in ready access, and we're gonna get into this. So I hope everybody has been having a wonderful week and having a blast, all that fun stuff. I was doing this with an 8 placer, so now I'm doing it with a 10 placer, so it'll go a little faster, but also it always takes me a little bit to get into the groove with a 10 placer. And I don't know why I started with this row instead of skipping a row. I don't know. These things, they happen. But anywho, we're getting into it. Hope everybody's had a wonderful week. My week has been not too bad. Now see here, I'm gonna skip a row because then I can place the drills right in the center, and it will make it so I don't have to worry. Like this entire section here has been done without worrying about any overlap of the drills onto the white, because it's that you can get perfect, like really good placement like this. So I'm very pleased with how this section has turned out. I digress. Back to it. So what did I do this week? Oh yes. So I'm super excited. I'll have to go grab and show you guys the artwork at the end of the video. I'll have to try to remind myself to do that. So last weekend I filmed on Friday night, and I finished filming, and like literally 2 minutes later, my mom pulled up. Because Thursday at work, I was chatting with our other active duty physical therapist. I was chatting with her at work, and we were talking about, hey, what are you going to do on this weekend? And I'm like, I don't really have anything planned. I just want to work on my house a little bit, organize the 2 rooms that are still in chaos and nothing's been done to. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, well, her and her wife were going to there is this shrimp festival, like, up in Fernandina. I have such a hard time saying that name. Fernandina Beach, which is up on Amelia Island, which isn't that far from here. It's like an hour or so from here. She was like, they were going up to this shrimp festival, and she's like, it's a really big, like, a lot of, like, most of the vendors are art vendors, which when I went to the Fiddler Crab Festival down in Steinhatchee, it was, yeah, there were some art vendors, but there were a lot of the other stuff vendors too. And this one, she said, is primarily art, and it's like the 60th year they've done this festival. So I was like, okay. So I like immediately texted my mom, and I was like, hey, there's a festival up here on this weekend that's like, there's this festival this weekend that's going to be like mostly art vendors. And I was like, you want to come with me? And she was like, oh, that sounds so much fun. So, oh, well, she didn't commit one way or the other. This was Thursday. But like Friday evening, my mom was like, hey, I'm on the way. I'll be there, you know, in like a little over 2 hours. So I was like, perfect. Cause she didn't tell me, hey, I'm actually going to come, until she left on Friday. It was so funny, but it's not that it really matters, because it's like, you know, that was fine. And what I had done on Friday, after I got back from work on Friday, I was in like this must organize mood. And I was like, well, in case my mom comes, rather than having to, you know, like, share the bed, because I didn't have, so I texted her, I was like, make sure you bring the air mattress with you. Cause my queen size air mattress that I had, Mochi climbed the wall of, and when we had it out of the way and it was leaning against the wall, and Mochi was like, tower, let me climb this. So it was leaking way too much. It wasn't just like a slow leak. It was like this really bad leak. And that was when I moved to California. So it's been a few years. So she was little when she was younger when she did that. She was only like 2.5 at that time. So we ended up I ended up just tossing that one, but I haven't replaced it and bought a new one, which actually reminds me I need to do that. That's on my to-do list. So anyways, she brought her air mattress up, but I'm like, I need somewhere to put it, because I don't want her to be like set up in my studio, because then it's like, you know, you can't really use the studio at night if we change which person goes to bed at what time and we mix things up. And if like I wanted to stay up late diamond painting or whatever, then that would make it a little trickier. And you know, usually I set up at my desk, either doing diamond painting, and then the desk, or I'll be doing my actual painting class on Saturdays. And then my mom would usually set up with her painting supplies on one of the other desks that I'm not using, so that way she can be painting while I'm diamond painting. So that way, you know, it's like we're both kind of doing it together. Like she'll be doing regular painting, not diamond painting. She does a little bit of diamond painting, but not a bunch. See, that's one of the ones that has a little hole in it. And now I'm going to put it in this little trash drill thing. First time I've ever used a trash drill minder place thing. I'm going to switch and see if I do better with this, because I'm not used to working flat. So I'm going to see if I know I'll do better with my 8-placer. Oh yeah. So I think I'm going to stick with the 8-placer right now. Just because I don't feel like practicing the 10-placer. I was going to do just like this section and then like fill it in. But I'm like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. I might as well just keep single lining it all the way over to the other side. But anyways, so my mom was heading over, and I'm like, all right, so she's bringing the air mattress. I need to finish organizing, because one of my agendas for this weekend was to organize the chaos room, which is the guest bedroom. If you remember me telling you guys when I moved in that I should talk slower. I just have a migraine, so I took my migraine meds, and one of them, it makes me like very like jittery and hyper. And since it makes me jittery and hyper, I'm like, I need to force myself to talk slower. I just realized I was talking at warp speed. Sorry, guys. Anyways, one of my plans for the weekend before finding out about the festival was to organize that guest bedroom, which had basically, if you remember me talking about when I moved in and showing you guys the vlog, it was the room that one guy that unpacked it literally just threw everything in a massive pile. And my mom is phenomenal. She went through and she organized it. So she got everything out of that massive pile that was just like overwhelming and I couldn't deal with. And she organized everything into like little piles of similar things. And it's basically just been sitting like that. I'd go in there and I'd do like one or two things. I had put some stuff in the closet and the shelves in the top shelves in the closet, but that's like literally all I had done in there. For, you know, the last couple months that I've been here. So really hadn't done anything much to speak of. So my mom was like, okay, so, and cause she had organized it for me, but I was like, now I need to actually tackle this room. I need to tackle it. I need to do something about it, get it organized so it's not just like this weight hanging over my head. So I did. So I basically, I was like, well, I have to get this done before my mom gets here this evening, so that way we have somewhere to put the air mattress. So I started working on it. And it only took me a couple hours, which is why like the things that you dread never take as long as you think they're gonna take. Once you actually get started and do it. So I started working on it and it was, you know, worked my butt off, but I got it organized. I got everything that I needed in the closet, got some stuff that I was like, okay, this needs to go out to the shed. And so I put it in the pile to go to the shed out by the front or by the back door, by the slider. And I just kind of worked at it like that. And I was like, all right, we got this. And really like, I totally knocked it out. There's still some stuff on around like the perimeter of the room on the floor, but it's like, we could actually set up the bed. And some of the stuff that's there will go in the closet once I finish getting rid of the canvases that I'm destashing and tossing, or that are in my destash pile. I've gotten rid of, I've already destashed, out of my destash pile, I've already gotten rid of, let's see, how many was it? I think I got rid of like 11 canvases so far, 11 or 12 canvases, which I'm like, yay, that was progress. My limiting factor on how many I can get rid of at a time is how many of like the Diamond Art Club boxes I have to be able to do. That one's got trash that's gonna stick to the other one. So we're gonna remove that drill. So I was able to destash a bunch, but once I get those out of the closet, because they're in a pile on the corner floor of my closet, then like some of the other stuff that's sitting on the floor right now is gonna then go into the closet in that spot. So it's just kind of there until I finish destashing. But anyways, that's something that I've made really good progress on. I'm really pleased with that progress, and I got it so organized. And my mom got here and she was like, oh my goodness, that looks so much better, because it's like she hadn't seen it like organized yet, obviously because I had just done it, but like last time she was up here, it was basically the pure, like still the piles that she had created for me. So seeing it fully organized like that, she was like, wow, this looks fantastic. And there was plenty of room to put the air mattress up, and, you know, be good to go. That's why that drill was like a little extra. I'm like, why isn't that drill sticking? Because it's got, there we go. That one was a little pushy. So yeah, so I did that. That was what I did Friday. And then Saturday morning we woke up and we're like, all right, she was like, you want to go to the festival? And I'm like, well, I can't go to the festival today. I'm going to go, we're going Sunday. Because if I go today, which was Saturday, I'm like, I won't be able to, I have my painting class, because I didn't even think about doing painting class on Friday night instead of Saturday, because in my head it was like, I'm going to the festival on Sunday. That's what my brain was already thinking. So it didn't even cross my mind of, oh, maybe we want to mix things up. But no, it worked out fine. So Saturday morning we went ahead and we worked on the all the stuff that was in my back porch. We set up the shelves in the shed and hauled all the stuff from the back porch out into the shed, minus the things that are in the pile to be gotten rid of, to go take to like donate. And we got that into an organized pile, and it's really not that much once it's all like organized and you look at everything. So it was like, oh, that's awesome. We did fantastic. So did all of that on Saturday, finished at like 11:45, which was perfect timing because painting class is at 12:30. So that gave us time to have a little quick something to eat and then go, we just snacked on something. We didn't even eat like a real meal. We just snacked a little bit. And then we went ahead and started, and then I had my painting class. So I did my painting class, and then my mom just kind of, she painted, was working on, she's been experimenting with pastels lately. So she did a painting, well, she had started it the night before, and she finished it, I believe, during, or like made really good progress on it during my painting class, because it's a 3-hour class. So she did that, and then after that, see, look how fast this is going, and I always go slower when I'm talking for these WIP chats than what I do in real life. So this is like going really fast. I'm very pleased with the way that I do for this. It goes very well. So anyways, so that was Saturday. We organized stuff, we did painting class, and then we just kind of chilled. I think that's a get rid of trash drill. Come on, get out. Yeah, it's one of those hollow backed drills, where it's just like the shell. So yeah, that was the weekend, or that was Saturday. And then Sunday, yeah, that was what I did on Saturday. Sorry, I had to get a drink and, you know, reposition and all that fun stuff. So Sunday was basically, we got up, and it was like the festival would start at 10 o'clock, and it takes like an hour to get there. Gotta love it. Spilling drills. We're gonna leave that one there. But it's a trash one right there. So it started at 10 o'clock. So we're like, okay, let's leave the house at 9 o'clock. So that way we are, we can get up there. Because if we were there early, we're not there in like trying to explore in the absolute heat of the day. I love it when the drill sticks to my putty and doesn't want to leave, because it's a perfect drill. It was just, I didn't have my putty organized properly. There we go. So it was like, all right, we'll go bright and early like that. It's that same spot. It's like, I think I have a flat spot on my putty, or like a ridiculously sticky spot on my, something. I didn't want to let go of the drill, and that was the same spot twice. So we ended up, leaving, headed over there, got there, right at like 10 o'clock, parked, and parking was like a couple blocks away was the public parking for it. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this today. I did not have this trouble on Thursday. Sometimes they're just like that. So went ahead and parked, walked over, and my mom was had injured her knee when she had like tweaked her knee at the beach like a couple months ago, and it still hasn't gotten better. And we didn't even think about that, of like, oh hey, let's like her knee is tweaky, let's it hurts to walk, because she hasn't been able to walk with the dogs like she normally would, so she just lets them out without going on walks with them. But normally she would, you know, go for a walk with the dogs, but her knee has been bothering her, so she hasn't been doing that lately. And it didn't even cross either of our minds that, oh hey, we're gonna be doing a lot of walking, let's like pre-medicate mom, so she's got some like ibuprofen or whatnot in her system before we go to the festival, so that way, you know, she can handle all that walking. We didn't even think about that until we're like walking, and she was like, you know, she's limping, and I'm like, Mom, I was feeling bad, because I'm like, aw. But it was like we just had to take a couple sitting breaks to give her a little bit of a breather, because since she's walking weird and limping on that knee a little bit, it's causing her back to hurt and her back to be tight, which is basically because she's compensating in how she's with her altered gait. So that was something we had to take a couple rest breaks to give her a little bit of a sit down breather. Like the first one, it was at the beginning, so we just found, we got a lemonade and found a little the stairs in front of a building, and just sat there and rested. But oh my goodness, we had so much fun. We got there at 10, and we were like halfway done with it at like 12ish, and then we're like, okay, we're hungry. We're down at the food section, because the food was down at the waterfront. So we ended up getting some food. We got like this combo platter, because I wanted shrimp tacos and my mom wanted shrimp nachos, because it's shrimp festival, so it's a lot of shrimp. So we got this combo platter, which was cheaper than getting a nacho for her and a tacos for me. So it was it was like one nacho, like 3 shrimp fritters, and then it also included some fries, which neither of us touched because we were so full. the fries, and in addition to the fries, it also had like a thing of nachos. So we're like, okay, this will be perfect because that'll be enough for the two of us to, you know, eat comfortably. We get it, and it was like the shrimp taco was, you know, normal taco size. The fritters were like normal fritter size because, you know, they were like that big around, like little fried balls with shrimp in them. But we get the nachos, and the nachos were like a boat this big and like that tall. They were loaded, and we were like, that's enough to feed like basically all four of us in my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and me, could have eaten that single thing of nachos, and that would have satisfied the four of us. So we were like, holy cow, that is massive. We both ate at the nachos, and it didn't even look like we had really made a dent in them. And we're like, of course, you can't really like save them because it's like fair food and it's in the boat and there's no cover for it. And then we would have had to carry it all the way back to the car and blah, blah, blah. So we were like, yeah, we're not saving these. So we felt so bad that we were like tossing so much, but we were like, it was so much larger than we were expecting. And neither of us likes to eat so much that we get like super full or anything like that. So we had the shrimp nacho, like the food, and then we started walking back because we were like, all right, it's like almost 1 o'clock. We're tired. Let's go ahead and head back. So that's what we did. And on our way back, we didn't stop nearly as frequently. We were like, okay, that one catches our interest. Okay, let's go there. But we didn't do like on the way down, we looked at like every single stall. On the way back, we didn't do that because we were tired. It's almost like, it's like 1 something at this point. It's like 12:47 when we left lunch. And then we got back to the car just shortly after, like a little after 2 time frame, I think is when we got back to, or close to 2 is when we got back to my car. But that was kind of like our Mother's Day together celebration, since I'm not with her this weekend for actual Mother's Day tomorrow. So we ended up, I got a couple paintings. Actually, I got like a few pink flamingo paintings, which they were so cute. And then also a couple brush paintings, like Chinese brush paintings. And then my mom got, from the same place that I got the flamingos, she got this cool octopus one, which would match that massive octopus she got at the Fiddler Crab Festival. So we got those, and then she also got like a brush painting landscape as well. I want to say that there was maybe something else that she got. I don't remember, but it was something to that effect. That's what we ended up getting. And then we were like, all right, and then of course we got back and we were like so sunburned. Well, my mom had worn a hat which helped protect her, and then she had like a t-shirt on. So her arms weren't bad. I had worn a tank top, and I didn't even think about sunscreen until we were actually there, which was too late at that point. Because I can't use just any sunscreen. It has to be a specific brand of sunscreen. Otherwise, I react to the sunscreen, and I actually burn more than if I didn't have any sunscreen on. I think it's like the zinc in the sunscreen that makes me burn more. Something weird like that. I'm struggling today, you guys. I think it's because I can't have my face right up over the drills like I normally would. So I have to place not in my perfection manner. But it's going. We're making progress. So anyways, we got back and we were both exhausted. So we both ended up laying down and like resting. I was like, I'm just going to rest for a little bit, and ended up falling asleep for a little bit. And then my mom like slept for like 2.5 hours because we were just so tired from being out in the sun and walking around and doing all of that. But that was Sunday. And then Monday, I had to go to work. And then my mom got up and showered. She washed my dishes for me because she's awesome. And then she headed back to the other side of the state, to her place. So yes, that was basically my weekend last weekend. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's up with this putty today. It's also been raining, so that may be part of it, because this is my first time working with this putty with it raining like this out here, and we've got a lot of rain going on. So it could be the humidity contributing to me having issues with the putty right now today. A lot more than I normally would I don't know. Yeah, because it's a lot. It's sticking to these drills way more than it ever does. Like, I did not have this issue on Thursday, but it also did not rain on Thursday. And I feel like I need to turn my AC down a little bit to help with some of like the humidity in here. All right, I'm gonna go do that, make it cooler. All right, let's see if that helps once it kicks on. Boop, boop. All right, but yeah, so anyways, so we ended up, so we did that. She went back to her place. I went to work on Monday, and I've started bringing all my stuff that normally goes in my office, which is like gifts, like farewell gifts from previous commands, plaques, things like that, and then all of my challenge coins. I've started hauling those into my office this week. I would take like a bag or a load each day because they're heavy and I have to walk all the way in from the parking lot. But I started doing that this week, bringing everything in and setting it up. So now my office is starting to look a little bit more like mine. Now I just need to finish getting all the wall stuff in and then hang it up. That's going to be the next challenge. But that's a challenge for next week. But yeah, started working on all of that stuff, bringing everything in. And yeah, I had like Monday and Tuesday were like normal work weeks as far as patients are concerned. And then Wednesday, I only see patients usually in the morning on Wednesday, but Wednesday afternoon, we did a continuing education course, that for all of us physical therapists in the corpsman, and it was basically, and our OTs as well, it was battlefield acupuncture. So essentially it's like auricular acupuncture. So we did that training. I had done this training way back in like 2013, but I hadn't done anything with it because it was like, at that time. So this would be good because it's like, okay, now I'll actually use it now. Because I had done it way back then, and hadn't used it in the last, 12 years. But we did that, and then that was the afternoon, and I do not like getting, like most people, don't like when you do it on patients, they normally, like the vast majority of them notice a significant reduction in pain, like immediately upon doing it. I'm kind of like this weird person where you do it on me and I'm like, nope, it gives me a headache. Even if I have a headache, it makes my headache worse. I'm not a good candidate for the auricular acupuncture because it does not work on me. I've had it done multiple times because, of course, we've done the training and we place things just so and all that. And it's like, that's a no-go for me. So it's like when I get home, I'm like trying to pull these little, the tiny little ASP needles with these little itty bitty little gold needles. I'm trying to pull them out of my ear because I tried leaving them in and I was like, I can't do this. And one of them was like so stubborn and did not want to come out, so it's like my ear just hurt afterwards when I finally pulled it out. So we did that. And then after, so that was Wednesday. Thursday was, normal, patient day Thursday, nothing big on that. And then Friday, is always my, shorter day as far as patient care wise, because I only see patients until my last patient of the morning is done at 10:30, because from 10:30 to 12 is blocked in case we have an inpatient and I have to go upstairs and see an inpatient. This just still killing me. So that was something that we blocked for that, and then in the afternoon is usually admin time. And I was supposed to have an appointment, a procedure/appointment type thing on Friday afternoon at 12:30, and I was dreading it. I was like, I do not want this appointment. And then I got a call from the provider that morning saying, hey, actually, you don't need to do this appointment until next year. So you've got another year before you need this. And I was like, score, done, let's cancel it. I don't have to worry about it. Because I didn't even think, oh, hey, I've got this appointment. And then I also agreed to go have dinner at a friend's house Friday night as well. So that was something that I didn't even think about that. And I would have been like miserable if I had that appointment and then had to go drive up an hour north to go to my friend's house. So yeah, thankfully I was able to cancel that appointment and I didn't have to worry about it. It's something for another day. And then afterward, I left a little bit early from work because I didn't have anything really to do. So I left a little bit early and then headed home so that way I could chill a little bit because I had to leave here at 4:30 in order to make it up at their place in time for dinner right around 5:30. So went up to their place, had dinner. They're like really good friends of mine. Sorry for that. I keep having like my nose is all drippy today. So I'm keep having to like pause and blow my nose. But basically, yeah, they're good friends of mine. We've known each other since we met. Like I work with him. Well, I worked with him back when I first joined the Navy and I was stationed in San Diego. We were both stationed there together because he's also a physical therapist. And then of course got to know him and his wife really well, and they're awesome. I love them to pieces. But had dinner at their house, and we like basically sat out. They live on a golf course, so they're in like a golf course community, and they're right by like the 16th hole. That's their backyard, looks at the 16th hole. So we basically sat out on their back porch, which is a fully screened-in porch because it's Florida. You have to have screened-in porches. But we sat out there and basically just chatted and chilled, and the kids came in and out and doing their own thing, and we just kind of relaxed and just kind of hung out, and did that until I finally left about 8 o'clock because that was like right at the kids' bedtime. I was like, I still have to drive up an hour home. I could see that my friend Brian, he was crashing after like the week at work. He's sitting there like almost nodding off in the chair. So yeah, so I headed home while he went and put the kids to bed, and then my friend Adi and I, we chatted for a little bit, and from there, yeah, then I headed home, which this was my first time driving south in that direction and not missing. Like they're doing construction on the road, and it's like the GPS isn't accurate for the construction that they're doing because you have to bypass this whole section of road. And this is the first time that I have actually made it and not missed the exit that I need. So I was very pleased about that. I was like, score, because when my mom and I were driving on that same stretch of road on Sunday, I totally missed it. And I had to go like down and to the next exit and basically turn around and then get back on to then go to the right exit. So I did not do that this time. So I was like, yes, score. Awesome. And then it did start raining that evening. It did start raining as I was driving back. Come on, seriously. I love it when the drills are not cooperative. This putty is killing me today. Like normally I have no issues with it, but like it's so sticking. And I think it's because it's so humid in here. I turned the AC down, but I don't think I turned it down enough. Because I only turned it down one click, so now it's set at 79 instead of at 80, and Natalie is probably like, you are crazy, that is way too hot, and I'm like, that's comfortable. So I think I need to turn it down to like 78 to get the AC to kick on a little bit more because of how humid it is right now. With all the rain that we're getting. It did stop raining. It was raining so hard this morning. Oh my goodness, so hard. Like ridiculously, like I was looking out there in my back patio porch area. I'm glad I got all that stuff cleared out because the back porch is definitely flooded right now, which really it's just a concrete slab with the screened in walls around it, but it is most definitely flooded because of, there's nothing to stop the water from going in, because I need to put in basically like a little drainage area so that way it doesn't flood like that next time it rains like that. But that's on my to-do list of things that I can do. But yeah, the rain was intense rain this morning. And it rained pretty decently last night as well as I was driving back. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about being out in the rain because, I could park my car in the carport and then just walk into the laundry room and I'm good. And then last night I got back and I was exhausted because, even though it's like it's not like we did anything crazy and they're like good friends, it was still, I was interacting with people, and it had been, the end of the work week and everything. So I got back and I had just driven like an hour there and an hour back. So I got back and I basically was like, I'm so tired. I want to diamond paint. I opened the office studio area here. I opened it up to come in here and diamond paint. And then I was like, all right, I need to go in there and diamond paint. And then I was like, I don't think so. And I ended up closing it and then just going and laying down in bed because it was like 9 at that point. And I ended up going to like laying down at like 9:30 and ended up waking up at midnight to turn off all the lights and brush my teeth and take my meds and everything. And then I went to bed for good right at midnight. I was like, I am done for. And then I slept until like 6:45. So I got a whole bunch of sleep last night, like a full 8+ hours, which is like unheard of for me. I don't normally get that much, but it was enough sleep, and I don't know, it could have been what it was, but I woke up this morning and it was probably because I got too much sleep, because I need to, like, my optimal is like exactly 7 hours. More than that and I get a headache, less than that and I get a headache. And it was like 8.5 hours, and I was like, yep, nope. So I woke up this morning with this really bad, like, headache going on that's very, like, oh, it's pretty brutal. So I did just take the meds right before starting the filming. But that was basically, and then of course, because I fell asleep so quickly, I did not get a chance to film this WIP Chat. So I was like, okay, I'll film it tomorrow. And then I was like, I could film it like later today and then put it up for Sunday, but I'd rather try to keep to my Saturday schedule. So I am filming now, as you can see. But anywho, so we'll transition now that we've talked about my week and what I've done. What has everybody else been up to? And also, like, are you guys planning on purchasing anything from the release this weekend? I know I do want, I was like, I really want the kitchen kitties one, because I have the laundry cats. So I really want the kitchen cats. But I was like, you know what? I need to be strict about, like, my must-have artists, and not just purchasing because I want to, because that's really what I've been doing lately, is like, oh, I like it, this is a kit that I would want, I've been purchasing it, instead of saying, okay, is this one of my exemptions must-have artists? If so, yes, I can buy it, like last weekend with the Yumeis. If it's not one of my must-have artists, or one of those kits that is like blatant Asian art that's a must-have, then I need to put it in the wish list. Well, I haven't been doing that. There's been one or two that I've wish listed because they were squares and they weren't my absolute must-have artist, but I have not been doing like what I should have been doing, which is like wish listing anything that's not the things that I want that I've been buying that I'm like, okay, those aren't my must-have artists. I need to get back into wish listing those. So today, even though like I absolutely love the kitchen cats, and I already have laundry cats, so it's not like, so it's kind of like I have to have kitchen cats too, and it's so cute, but I'm like, nope, I am going to practice self-control, and I am going to wish list it. I am not purchasing it, I am wish listing it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm kind of proud of myself for doing that. Now we just have to make sure that I make it through like 12 o'clock without purchasing. Those drills are kind of, they need scooted down. I think I'm probably missing a drill. So this is what I kind of have to do, placement. Yep, I'm totally missing a drill. There we go. And then there's the drill that doesn't want to pop down. There. Look at this, we're almost done with this section, and it went a whole lot faster than the previous section. So it's like, granted, I'm having a lot more trouble than I normally would, than I did when I worked on Thursday doing the fill-ins. But it's going overall a lot faster than the first section, because I just have to get the drills pushed down. This is part of why I don't like squares, because I would have been way done with this already if I was working with rounds. But anyways, so there is this. Look at that, full section done. So yeah, oh, there's the AC just turned on. I can feel it, the cool air blowing on me. So I'm doing the one, I'm gonna wish list the cats. Look at that, I did so good. Now I need to adjust my camera because we've still got, you know, a little bit of time and move on to the next section down. So let me do that real quickly. We have been adjusted. So now you guys can see the bottom section that I'm about to start into. And I'm gonna go ahead and, because I just have to do that section there, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here, so that way I'm not having my hand in. I think I liked it better when I did a small section. That took me maybe like 38 minutes to do that section there. I think I liked it better when I did a little section completely than a little section. I feel like that went a little bit smoother than what I just did. So I'm gonna go back to doing it like that. Let's shake the drills and get into it. Anyways, I have been doing really good. I went through, like I said at the beginning of the video, I did go through and pull out, I went through all of my pen binders and pulled out a ton of pens to get rid of. I'm gonna bring them to the retreat with me at the end of the month. And the ones that don't go at the retreat, those ones I will do a listing, like a pen listing to de-stash pens. I also need to do a listing to on like the different groups like DAC fans, and I need to do that to get rid of the basically all of my what are they called, Oh, the rest of the canvases that I want to destash, I need to do the same thing for those. But I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. This putty is killing me today. I don't know why. All right, let me try squishing out some of the excess and see if that helps. The struggle is real today, you guys. The struggle is real. I don't know why either. Maybe it's because I'm trying to push too hard and I'm having issues because of that. But I don't know. Because the canvas is plenty sticky. It's not an issue with the canvas not being sticky enough or anything like that. That's not a problem. It's just, I don't know, the struggle today. Some days are like that where you're like, my putty isn't working well. I need to use a different kind. But usually the Randa's putty is what works well when, you know, because it's a firmer putty. So I'm glad I'm not using one of my stickier putties because those would not go well. So anywho, let's see. And then what else? Yeah, so I'm doing the destash of everything. Kind of bringing some things, not canvases because those are going to be too much of a pain. I'm not going to bring canvases with me to the retreat, but I'm going to bring like the accessories that I want to destash to the retreat. And like I said, anything that doesn't go, I'll do an actual listing and let you guys know once I have the list, like the post up for destashing that stuff. So that way I can, you know, get the stuff out of my house and clear up that little area. And then from there, I've also got like a whole box of like stuff from the house that as I was unpacking and organizing everything, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get rid of these things. So I have a whole box sitting in the living room of that stuff that I need to like take and, donate, and get rid of because I need that stuff out of my house. I am done with it. It is this massive cardboard box in the middle of my living room taking up all the space and it's like, it needs to go. So that's something that I need to do. And it always seems to be in like the same spot on the putty that sticks. But yes, that's on my to-do list. Get that stuff gone. And then of course, destashing canvases. So that way it's like really just the ones that bring me the most joy that I will have. And then this month I've also planned, since I have officially hit 2 years on YouTube, which is crazy. Who would have thought I would be doing this for 2 years? So I hit my 2-year YouTube anniversary this week, which was super cool. And a huge shout out and thank you to everybody who watches because I obviously would not be doing that without all of you guys. And I am going to be doing, I just have to start filming them. But I'm going to be doing the hoard videos just like I did last year for my YouTube anniversary, where we'll go through pens, we'll go through putty, we'll go through trays. That's the drill I want to get rid of. We'll go through pens, putty, trays, and then from there we will go into, and then I'll show off probably the cover minders. I actually just went through this morning and pulled like probably 2/3 of the cover minders that I have out to get rid of because I'm like they're just not bringing me the joy that they were initially. So I also haven't bought any cover minders in a hot minute, so I'm like, I need to pull those out so I can get rid of them because, you know, so I pulled them all out and like my poor cover minder, like little metal cover minder thingies look so naked now because I've pulled all the cover minders off that I don't want. So yeah, that's something that I need to I'll show off my cover minders, which the collection is a lot smaller than what it was. But I got the pens, the putty, the trays, and the trays are also significantly fewer than what I had last year because I've pulled so many out to destash that I don't use because I really don't, and I've never been like, I must have all the trays type of a mindset. It's just like one or, because you really, if you get a tray that you like, you just use that one tray. That's always been my mindset on trays. Definitely not my mindset on pens. Kind of like the opposite when it comes to pens. But anyways, so I need to so I've got all of that stuff pulled out to get rid of. And then, in addition to, and then I'll go over like my hoard and do my hoard video. And I think after I do my hoard video, I will do my rainy day, or I'll probably film the hoard video first and then do my rainy day kits, after, because it'll be a little bit more organized at that point. I just have to decide which order I'm going to put the video up in. Do I want to put my videos up with the rainy day video last or the hoard video last? If you have an opinion on that, let me know. Because it's going to be some of the kits that you'll see from the hoard, which is going to be a really long video. because I'm going to try not to talk super long. And I feel like some of the canvases, I basically, because I didn't have as much space at my last place, I had taken them all out of their boxes. So some of them I feel like I would probably have to show off, and that's going to take a lot longer. And that's the part I'm dreading, because it won't just be like, here's the box. It's going to be a little bit longer. But anyways, so that's kind of my agenda for this these next few weeks, is to do those and film those. And I have to film, do some filming ahead, so that way I have videos to post for the while I'm gone at the retreat. So I need to have some videos to post during that time frame. Otherwise, you guys will have like a video-less weekend while I'm at the retreat. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I know it's a little bit of a shorter WIP and Chat, but I think I am done talking, and that's all we're gonna do. So as you can see, we made really good progress. We finished that full section, and then we're starting into this one here, which is great. It's phenomenal, and that was about like 43-ish minutes worth of working that we did that full area, and then we started into this one. I am going to give you guys a little bit of break. I will see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you didn't go like mad if you were watching me work on 310 this entire time, because it's a massive section of 310. But that's basically all I have for you guys for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.